Hey guys, welcome back. This is your boy Manny here. Welcome to DFS Zone, your source for daily fantasy sports lineups for the NFL, NBA, and of course MLB. And before I continue, guys, with the video, I would appreciate a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and turn on those notifications so this way you do not miss any of my daily uploads, which I'll be uploading daily, guys, daily. All right, twice a day, with not only my recap of the night before, so this is where you are actually seeing some of my successes and my losses, and at the same time so that you can get the stud 5 lineup of the day, which will be a little bit later after this. Anyway, so today is March the 16th, 2018, and on the screen right now you see my 314 score. I finished in 4,263rd place. I was never really in this one. This is the 100K main event yesterday. We had a large slate, 9 games, and but what I wanted to share with you with this one was basically is that I have my stud 5 that I gave everyone yesterday. Hopefully some of you guys took some of those guys, took all 5. I only had one of them not meet value, and that was Mr. Lou Will, but Rubio, Murray, Prince, and Thaddeus Young all met value and then some, and they had awesome nights, and it's the second night in a row that my stud 5s have come through. At least 4 out of 5 last night. The night before all 5 did. And again, guys, just follow, subscribe. I'll give you the best possible 5 players or 5 plays of the day every single day, and hopefully that will help you guys have more successful lineups. And that's the only thing that I really care about, is to be able to share that with you guys. So let's just recap a little bit here. Just the stud 5. The stud 5, as you know, we had Rubio. Rubio finished, pretty good game for Rubio. Rubio finished with 45.5, and he had 5 field goals, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, 4 steals, 2 3-pointers. Mr. Murray over here, of course, with a 43.4. Fantastic, night for him as well. Surprisingly, he didn't have any assists. I mean, that is so weird. It's so bizarre to see those stats and not see any assists at all. But he had 8 field goals. He hit his shots. He had 12 rebounds. He really was boarding. A lot of balls did go his way because I checked in the game several times. 4 steals, a very good night stealing the ball, and he hit 1 3-pointer. Mr. Lou Will, not the best night. I've had a lot more better nights with Lou Will when I've had him on my lineups. If he would have been the Lou Will that I expected last night, the Clippers could have probably beaten the Houston Rockets last night. They only lost by 5, and he didn't have the greatest night. I mean, his stats, his numbers came down: 6 field goals, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. That's basically it. That's a very low producing day for Mr. Williams. So I was really, I wasn't disappointed, but I was definitely not expecting him to finish with 26 fantasy points. So definitely a down night for Mr. Williams. But Mr. Prince came through again. He hit a 40 spot there for Atlanta at home. Atlanta wasn't able to pull this one out, but he had another great night. 8 field goals, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 3-pointers for Mr. Prince. So, I mean, he's getting the job done for the Atlanta Hawks, at least trying to keep them competitive. And then my 5th stud was Mr. Young here, Thaddeus. He met value. I mean, he was a few points higher than value. I mean, finished with a 34.2, and he had himself 6 field goals, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, and he also hit 1 3-pointer. Not a bad night for Mr. Young. And as you can see, the surrounding cast of this 100K, I went with Lou Will and McCollum in the 2 spots, and in the 3 spots it was Prince and Covington. I felt Covington was starting to get things going, so I threw him in there. He was playing New York, and he put up a 31. I mean, it's he pretty much met value. And Jermichael Green is playing really well for Memphis. I mean, Memphis, this was a good game. I watched the whole quarter of this game on League Pass, and it was pretty entertaining for a little while there. 33 solid points for Mr. Green, and then Nurture, just not, this guy, he's up and down. He has some moments where he puts up a 40-50 spot, and of course last night he only put 23. A little disappointing there, but if he would have came through with a bigger number, I mean, this would have been a much better result for me. But nonetheless, I'll take it. It's a 314. Like I say here at DFS Zone, focus on trying to build lineups. My focus is to build lineups that will bring me and net me 300 points or better every single night, because I know from experience that if I hit 300 or better, I have a very, very good chance to get something back in return. more than likely I get my money back, or I double my money, or sometimes at a GPP I might be able to hit something big like $4,000 or $5,000, $10,000, and you have to be in it to win it, but at the same time you want to be able to score in the 300s. That's why I preach this all the time. So let's focus on getting those 300 scores, and then you'll see that you're going to start seeing a little bit more money in your GPP plays as well as your cash plays. So this was the only lineup I did for the 100K. I wasn't too impressed with the lineups last night from the actual games, but let's go back here on my history, and I'm going to show you I had some success on the after hours. It's the first time in 2 nights that I have had success in the after hours. I normally do very well in the after hours slates on the GPPs. The top score was 364. I was in this thing all the way up to like the last 45 minutes. I got as close as 146th place at some point in the night, and I was like, hey, you know what? I have a shot maybe to get inside the 100s and probably finish in the 100s, but it didn't happen. I finished in 816th place by the time I got up in the morning out of 25,500 players, and I lost by 40 points from the top spot, but nonetheless, I am very happy. 324. I cashed in, as you can see here, I had 5 entries, and I hit them with 3 of them, 324, 316, and 312. And let's put the 316 in here as well. And as you can see, I had Mr. Rubio in one of the lineups. Over here I went with Dame Lillard and Mr. Hill, McCollum, Mitchell, James, Turner. And as you see here, I did with 2 entirely different lineups, and they were both very close in price. As far as total score. So this is what I was talking about when you have sometimes these large slates. But I took a chance here because there was a lot of good fine players in both of these, so that's why I figured I can make 2 almost different type of lineups. Whereas I didn't use James here, but you have to make a lineup with LeBron James in it. You have, in a 2-game slate, you have to try to do that. Get a stud in one of the lineups. As you can see here, I was only to get James in here. I probably could have squeezed in maybe some other guys, but when you take James here and you get Mitchell, McCollum, and you're able to get Lillard, and you're able to build the bottom base of your players with these lower value players, and they can still give you 30 to 29 like Aminu did here, and Crowder, and even Evans. You can't go wrong. You're going to score. I scored 324, and over here I didn't have Mr. James. All right, a little more spread, a little more even, but the only stud really that standing out here was, of course, Mr. Jokic. 68.4. He came through for me again, like always. And when you always in a 2-game slate, you always can get a stud center, especially a guy like Jokic, who is capable of putting a 70 spot for you any given night. You got to take him. He was battling Drummond, and Drummond is not, to me personally, Drummond is not a better player than Jokic. Drummond is more of a rebounder. He's not a scorer. This guy is the type of center that can score, rebound. He can pass the ball. He can do everything. Drummond is basically rebounding and putting back shots under the boards. He's not going to hit threes. He's not going to shoot from the paint. He's not going to do all these nice moves under the boards. He's just a rebounder. He puts it back in. Jokic does all of it. He's like a little small forward in a big man's body. He's capable of being that. He's that good. Let's put it that way. So he's the man. I think he's the best center in the league. To me, in my opinion. But good night here again. And I always like to share this with people that follow me, because I don't want people to think, hey, this guy's putting up stuff 5. Who the hell is this guy? Is he good? Does he pick good players or not? Does he know what he's doing or not? Well, the only way to do that is to show if I have a bad night or not. And as you can see, I'm showing here a statistic. My stats from last night. And you can see here how many games I played, my lineups, and the players that I play. I did play also, what else did I do here? I played the single entry here. It was $2 to get in. I got $5 back, so not too bad. And it was only one lineup. So the top score was 361. I fell short, of course. I finished in 299th place out of 4,166 people. Not bad. Not bad. We got kind of similar lineups here. I had Mitchell here. He didn't have Mitchell. He got me here with Jokic, whereas I went with Zizic and with Davis here. So that's what he got me at. I had him over here with the backcourt and shooting guards. But nonetheless, again, another successful night for the zone. And that's what I want to just bring out and share to you guys. So there were some guys that really standed out last night, and I always like to share, I always like to say to myself, hey, you know what, it's just good to give a shout out to some of these guys. I mean, there was some studs last night, other than my stud five. There were some other guys. I mean, you got here Murray, you got to give him a notable, mention here. I mean, what he had? He had 9 field goals, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. He put up 2 steals. He had 5 3-pointers. He had a good game. I was watching the game. He was playing very well. And every time he scored, I was like, hey, yeah, just keep scoring, buddy. Get me up to the top. He was doing a great job. But there were a number of other guys. Tyreek Evans had a great game for Memphis. Remember, he was not playing that much. They had him sitting for like nearly 2.5 weeks during the All-Star break and trading deadline. And this guy came out and he was on fire last night. He had a 47.5. He had 8 field goals, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. He hit 5 3-pointers. Kudos to Mr. Evans. He had an awesome game for the Grizzlies. Mr. Beasley for the Knicks, just went off last night. He doubled his value. I mean, he was valued at about a 25, and he put in a 53. He just murdered everything last night. He had a 53.1, 11 field goals, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and 1 3-pointer. It's crazy. And then you had Drew Holiday. I mean, I don't know where the Pelicans would be without him and Anthony Davis. I mean, these guys are the 1-2. They're the dynamic duo. And Davis didn't have a great game last night. I think he put up a 40 spot. But Holiday has been just like, he is Mr. Getting It Done, guys. He is Mr. Getting It Done. He put up 58 last night. He was valued at about 44, 45. He had 9 field goals, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks, and he hit 2 3-pointers. I mean, the guy filled up the stat sheet everywhere. I mean, when you can get not only scoring, but you can get rebounding and assists, and the guy can go out there and block a few shots and steal the ball. Jeez, you got yourself a stud. And that's why he's on my notable, mentions of studs for the night. What an awesome night for Holiday. Now we got 2 big men after that. I know we spoke about one already, but Mr. Valanciunas had a great game for Toronto. Whereas Lowry didn't have the kind of game that we expect him to have in a game like that last night. He did not have it, but Valanciunas did. Valanciunas was valued at about a 34-35 spot, and he put a 51.4 value fantasy points. He had 5 field goals, 17 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 blocks, and he also hit a 3-pointer. So kudos to Mr. Valanciunas for having an awesome game for the Raptors. And then, of course, Mr. Jokic. Incredible game, man. 68.4. He was valued at about a 44, like maybe 46. Yeah, he figured he had to put up about 44, 45 points with that value, and he put up 8 field goals, 10 rebounds, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 blocks, 3 steals, and 2 3-pointers. This guy's the man. I don't care what anybody tells me. This guy is for real. And the Denver Nuggets are a scary team because of him. It's just, they're scary. Because any given night, Barton can get crazy. Any given night, Barton and Harris can both go off. Any given night, all 3 of those guys can come off the whole backcourt. You got Barton sometimes with Harris as well as Murray all getting crazy. And then you have Mr. Jokic in the front court saying, hey, you know what, if you're not going to defend me, I'm going to smash you. If you're not going to defend me on the outside, I'm going to shoot the 3. He's a great passer. I mean, this guy's a real deal, man. He really is a real deal. So guys, this is pretty much the story here for last night on this recap, guys. Like I say over and over again, score 300 or better, you have yourself a chance. If you want to score 300 or better, please subscribe, smash that subscribe button, follow along with me, follow the movement, DFS Zone, okay? If you have any questions, you want to reach out to me, directly, you can. You can hit me up at manny at DFS_zone on Twitter, and you can also hit me up. You can also hit me up also on my Instagram at DFS Zone, and of course you can always leave a comment down below and let me know if you have any questions or you want to discuss anything regarding basketball, anything regarding DFS, anything regarding the Major League Baseball season, which is fastly approaching us, and so on and so forth. I'll be more than happy to talk sports and to talk fantasy sports with anybody. Just go ahead and basically hit me up. Don't worry about it. And basically, guys, that is it. I will be coming back in a little bit with the stud 5 for today, the 16th, and hopefully it'll be another winning night. And again, guys, thank you for watching. Please smash the like button. please subscribe down below and make sure you put on your notifications so this way you don't miss any of the new uploads. And you guys all have a blessed day, and I'll be back a little later with the Stuff 5, so stay tuned for that. All right, peace out.